Hey, I'm Charli XCX and this is How to Make a Hit. We'll be talking about my song, 1999. It was actually the music video. I thought it'd be really fun to shoot a video filled with cameos of the best movies from the 90s, music videos, famous people, iconic cultural moments. And so I felt like I had this great idea for a music video and I needed a song to go with it to allow me to create it. So that's kind of how the song was born. The song was written in LA. I was working with my two friends at Max Martin's studio. Basically just kind of like started riffing around this bass line, which felt a little bit nostalgic to me. So I had the 1999 concept in my head, and there was actually a different chorus lyric originally. It didn't mention "Hit Me Baby One More Time." Before that lyric was in there, we sent the song to Max Martin, who wrote "Hit Me Baby One More Time" in 1999 for Britney Spears, and he basically like came back like singing this message on a phone being like, why don't you reference me in your song and say, I just want to go back, sing "Hit Me Baby One More Time." And we were like, that's why you're like the best pop writer in the world, genius. So shout out Max Martin for that. Troy and I met at a sick house party at my house. It was one of those parties where we just kind of like sent out like a huge group text and then a load of people came and Troy was one of them. We just sort of leave the door open when we do parties like that and then like a load of people show up and it's always fun and sometimes the police shut it down, but that's a different story. Anyways, I had loved his music for a long time and he had spoken about my music and some interviews. So we started talking about the idea of doing a collaboration and then we stayed in touch. And when the initial idea for 1999 was written, I was like, okay, cool, this feels like something Troy could be a part of. It's a little different for him, but I think it could work. So I sent it to him. I was in Miami, he was in LA, and he came back, he loved it. And then we just started texting lyrics back and forth for his part, and we kind of wrote the song that way. And I'm so happy he's on it. He's one of the best pop stars in the world. We wrote 1999 pretty quickly. I would say the majority of the song was done that first day in LA. And then when Troy got involved and we started texting back and forth, I think it probably took him about a day to make that part happen. And we made it in March and I think it came out like a few months later. So it was a pretty quick turnaround process, as was the video, which should have taken weeks because we literally played about like 50 different people, but it took 2 days, so it was great. So a couple of my favorite scenes from the video. Number one, me playing Steve Jobs, iconic. I mean, yeah, I had like polo neck, I had the original like Apple Mac, I don't know, is it called that? The one, you know, the really cute one from the 90s, it's like baby blue. I'm doing the photo where he's like cross-legged, sat on his lap. It's really good. That was one of my favorite scenes. I'm doing a lot of like Steve Jobs type of things, but he's like this. So I did that, that was cool. And then Troy and I could not stop laughing when we did the Titanic scene on this fake boat with a wind machine, and I had this like red like wig on, like being Kate Winslet. He was Leo, and he was really good. He was so into it. But honestly, my highlight was Troy as Eminem because he was so real. He was so convincing. He like really studied the music video. I felt like I was in front of the real Slim Shady. It was epic. Why 1999? Well, it's a very catchy title. If you check the lyrics on Genius or wherever you read your lyrics, you could see that there's a lot of like cute things that happened in 1999, including Hit Me Baby One More Time. I talk about driving around listening to Shady, Nike Airs, all that. And not even just 1999, but the 90s was such a like bubbly, popping, I just like popping. Oh, it was just like a good year for like fun, like fast culture, MTV generation, you know, all of that stuff. It's rich for lyrics. So I have another song on my album called 2099, also with my favourite pop star, Troye Sivan. And I suppose that song couldn't really be more opposite than 1999. I like being a little bit trolly, and so I felt like if I had a really nostalgic themed song on the album, I needed to have one that was like super, super future. So 2099 is the kind of like future sister of 1999. And the videos are also polar opposites too. In 1999, we're throwing it back. 2099, we're doing flips on jet skis. Troy, who knew? What a talent. He can flip a jet ski and land it 5 times in a row. Love that. I think the biggest surprise from making the video was I now know how they did the Matrix thing. Well, I think I know, which is cool. Like, I know the secret, this bit, you know, which was you lie on like a green plank, and then you have a man in like a green screen suit, like mask, everything, and you like lie on the plank, and then the man like lowers you down, and you go, and then you come back up, and that's what I learned from 1999.
Goodbye.